The rear camera showed me knocking on our back door. I was behind the counter watching it live. I didn't move. The person on the monitor did. Same black cap. Same hoodie with the store logo. Same posture. My backpack strap crooked the exact way mine was. The timestamp in the corner said 12 hours 3 minutes and 41 seconds. My phone said 12:02. We close at midnight. I was alone. Strip mall convenience store. Back door faces an alley. The laminated sheet above the sink says, "Do not open rear door after close. No exceptions." Why would the camera show me outside? Reflection? No. It's an IR dome under the soffit. No glass. I muted the little radio under the register. The store did that empty thing. Bare humming. 3 soft knocks came from the back hall. On the monitor, my copy had already raised a hand. I stayed still. There's a convex mirror at the corner by the mop closet. From here I could see the back hall and the walk-in cooler door. Everything looked normal. So where did the knocks come from? The screen flickered once. Compression tear. Then it settled. My copy stepped closer to the lens and tilted his head. I do that exact nervous tilt. The rule is there because of robberies. My manager, Carla, made me repeat it first week. If someone hits the back after close, ignore, call me, lights on, stay up front. Don't even answer police unless they come through the front window. I hit the back hall lights. The ceiling buzzed. A long yellow beam opened down the tiles. The camera view didn't change. Still night, still me, still outside. Second set of knocks. Faster. Closer. I checked the door chime control on the counter just to do something. Front chime off. Back chime always disabled. That's policy. I looked at the clock above the lottery machine. 12:03. The timestamp on the feed crawled to 12 hours 5 minutes and 2 seconds. Was the DVR clock wrong? We did the time change last month. Carla complained because it stamped returns wrong for a few days. I opened the NVR menu by habit. Settings time/date. It said 12:06, drifting a minute ahead of my phone. Static rolled over the picture like heat. When it cleared, the angle shifted a hair. I could see more of the alley, the dented dumpster, the wet patch that never dried. My copy leaned in close enough that the IR bloom erased his eyes. He tapped the glass. The mic picked it up. A tiny, hollow click, like nail on plastic. I looked toward the back hall mirror again. It showed the linoleum, the exit door at the end, the red bar of the Panic Hardware. Nobody was there. I called out, not too loud, "We're closed." My voice died in the fluorescent buzz. A pause. Then 3 knocks again. The exact rhythm. Same spacing between hits. Like a recorded sound. What happens if you answer? Don't even ask the question. I kept my hands flat on the counter so I wouldn't do something stupid. I watched the feed. My copy turned like he heard something in the alley to his right. I turned my head without thinking at the exact same time. That made me feel sick. Another flicker. The timestamp went to 12 hours 7 minutes and 13 seconds. My phone still said 12:04. I took a picture of the monitor. Habit. Proof for Carla. The photo caught the timestamp. The angle. The blur of my face outside. The cap logo. I looked at the picture. Zoomed. The hoodie had a bleach spot on the left cuff. I have that spot. Why would he have that? The walk-in cooler compressor kicked on and the whole back of the store vibrated a little. The knocks came again, but softer. Almost like they'd moved away from the door and toward the wall. I checked the back door alarm panel under the counter. There's a keyed bypass for deliveries. It read, "Rear door, secure." So what was I hearing? I rolled the chair out from behind the register and stood because sitting felt wrong. I could see the whole aisle run from here. Candy, chips, the glass doors for beer. Nothing moved. I listened so hard my ears hurt. There's a peephole at the back door. You can see from the corner in the mirror if someone leans their head to it. In the convex mirror, I watched that peephole. Nothing filled it. My phone buzzed. Unknown number. Local area code. I let it ring once. Twice. I swiped because the silence made it worse. A man's voice. Back door. Just that. Calm. Like a code word. Stores closed. I said. Carla said open it. She forgot the deposit. She's in the alley. Carla does do deposits through the back sometimes to avoid standing at the ATM out front. She's texted me late to lock the lid on the drop safe. That's real. But if it was Carla, why not call from her number? Why not say my name? I need to see you through the front, I said. Go to the front. Wave at the camera. Silence. Then the call died. I glanced at the monitor. My copy had backed up a step. He raised his hands like he was about to warm them on a fire. The image glitched and his hands blurred into 4. Why would the DVR clock be ahead? Why would the camera show me outside if I'm inside? Who else knows Carla uses the back? The compressor cut off. The buzz went thin. In the sudden quiet, a new sound ticked from the back hall. Not knocks. The whisper of the panic bar vibrating. Once, like something nudged it and let go. I looked at the alarm panel again. Still green. Secure. The laminated rule sheet was in my peripheral vision. I read it out of the corner of my eye like it could save me. What if it's a cop out there? Carla's rule. Front window, badge to glass, dispatch callback. 3 knocks again. Identical tempo, identical force. I felt my mouth go dry because repetition like that isn't how people knock. It's how recordings play. I picked up the store phone. I dialed Carla because the rule says verify before anything else. It rang twice. Voicemail. Her voice. Cheerful. Totally wrong for this hour. Leave it. I'll get it in the morning. Right then, the back camera showed the alley light brighten like a motion sensor kicked on. We don't have a motion sensor out there. The screen flickered hard. The timestamp jumped to 12 hours 8 minutes and 59 seconds. My phone said 12:05. The person outside me stepped out of frame to the right. The mic picked up a scrape of rubber on wet concrete, the sound you get dragging a crate. What's he dragging? Why is he me? A shape crossed the far edge of the frame. Just a shoulder and sleeve. It matched the coat Carla wears when it's cold. Puffy black with a little reflective stripe near the elbow. I pressed my forehead to the cool glass of the counter because for a second my legs didn't make sense. Carla, I said into the store stupidly, like she'd answer from the candy aisle. In the mirror, the back hall stayed empty. On the screen, I was out there with her. Or something that wore us like clothes. I reached under the counter for the key to the deadbolt. It was right where it should be, on the nail under the gum display. I didn't touch it. I just needed to know it was there. Another call came in. Same number. I put it on speaker and set it by the register. I didn't say anything. A breath. Then my voice. From the phone. Steady and too close to the mic. It's just me. The line clicked dead. I stared at the handset. My throat made a stupid dry swallow noise. Why would someone have my voice? How would they? The timestamp rolled to 12 hours 10 minutes and 12 seconds. My phone ticked over to 12:07. Behind the counter, the AC vent rattled and stopped. The store air went still. I could hear the back hall like it was a mouth held just open. 3 more knocks. Exactly the same as the rest.